He's a good one. For this other side, we can still see, you see how they design the eye? They put little gems and they packed clay around it. I feel like I'm covering up the silhouettes, but I think that's good enough for this one. Just a few feet over, we have a bird head behind this big mammoth trunk. We can see the hump of the mammoth on the top, its long trunk. And if you look at the paint, you can see the eye. And oftentimes the mammoths will be in pairs, so there'll be one mammoth behind another, You'll have a couple of them. And then oftentimes too, they'd even make a front-facing mammoth head for us to look at. And look inside of the paint as well, in the yellow, for images. There might be paintings inside of this. And everything, you know, has a bird on it. We can see the bird's eye very well. Right there, the flat crest. And it probably has a bird on the left as well. Of course it does. With just a small head. This one I think is one to make, you know, a lot of times they make it so that you can fly it. And here we might be able to see the painting of the human character. In black, perhaps. In white. It's prettier than you think. Like, it's more detailed and more photorealistic than you can imagine. You might see left eye, right eye of a person. You might see a tiny silhouette in here. You see how the nose and the mouth and the cheekbone and the eye is represented? So this person with, you know, covering up his face, there's his face. He's sitting right there. He's got something going on down here. He's doing something. Looks like both of his hands are out. Looks like something's coming out of his belly. He's got this giant head up here. And in the black, surrounded by the red. This is all symbolic, and there's even, just on this section, there's a silhouette right there. The nose I'm pointing at, the lips down here somewhere. Wow. Here we have a very beautiful right side silhouette bird, and I'll try to pick him up a little bit for us, but we can also see the left side human in the yellow. So the kind of the yellowish face and the hair coming back behind it. If you look closely, that little tiny ripple or indentation for the lips there. And the reason why her hair is like that is her hair is going to turn into a bird. But we also have the squirrel girl character at the bottom, I believe. I'll try to give us some different shots of this bird so that you guys can see. Just the flakes are holding it together. It's just the ruins of one. It's hardly recognizable anymore. There we go. Very pretty. So we have a few different birds you might be able to notice. One pointing to the right, of course. And then we're going to flip this over and see what this silhouette looks like. We're having more faces come out from the back of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at those too. Because as we do this, different birds will come out. Sorry for the focus, there we go. So hard to document this stuff Oh. So each time, you know, the bird heads will get different and smaller. Maybe presented in a different way. You can see how these faces are starting to come out. And there's other sections behind them. Very cool. Gets a little tough to show it with one hand. The eye, I'm just breaking off a person right there, but I think there's still a few more pieces to this one. Just to kind of show you the paint markings and the simplicity of the art. It's really not that complicated, I don't think. But don't want to bore you guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at some more. And it only takes me 2 seconds to find the next one here, since they're all just laying here, all washed out for us. This one we'll figure out together. So it's a human bird. You can see the big nose poking out. Let's look in this color, this white color. It's a little tough to figure out. Oh, we have a bird man pointing to the left. So his eye is very easily seen, I think, with his big beak here. Perhaps. This one's a tougher one. Let's check it out. Let's take off a couple sheets and see. Oh, look at the paint around the guy's eye. And then the white beak for probably the bird to the right. Here's the beak for that bird. That's what that beak is for this guy. And he still has some of the clay on it, but behind the clay you should be able to see the yellow crest and the little carvings on the top there. And then the black face with the circle eye in there. And of course the beak. And we'll take off the other side of this bird because he'll be done with his own eye just there. And there's probably a couple more sheets. Just about it. I think that's the end of it for this beautiful bird. That helps to see the color, doesn't it? Now you guys can see the eye. And the details in there for the eye. Hopefully. Isn't that pretty? I think it's awesome. So the beak really is red. This bird's best looked at us. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.